So in a recent video, we discussed the fact that we know for sure that in the near future, Ford is going to build an electric Mustang. Now, it's going to be all electric, it's going to be a hybrid. Well, they haven't been 100% sure on that yet. What we do know, though, is it is going to happen. Now, will the electric Mustang look exactly like the current Mustang? Will it be unique? Well, they'll probably make a few design changes. We have some pretty good ideas of what we think it's going to look like. But in the end, it's going to be the first electric Mustang, and a lot of people are on the fence on whether it's going to be an enjoyable car to drive. Well, you will lose the exhaust for sure. I mean, there's no doubt about that. When you drive an electric, there's no sound. It's all power, and they are a lot of fun to drive. Now, since there's no electric Mustang out yet, we're going to take you for a ride in this Tesla to give you an idea of what it is like to drive an electric car. This is a 2014 Tesla Model S P85, which is the performance version. It weighs in at 4,647 pounds. This is a large, heavy luxury car. Unlike most electrics, it is a one-speed automatic. It doesn't change gears. It is basically a direct drive style setup. Now, the 85 stands for an 85 kilowatt per hour lithium ion. That is the battery type that runs the motor in this car. Now, the interesting with driving these is the torque is instantaneous, and you're getting full torque and pretty much full horsepower anytime you want. Now, again, this is the performance version. This has a 21-inch wheels. It has 14.4-inch brakes in the front and 14-inch brakes in the rear. Now, the nice thing with these, because it is an electric motor, when you get off of the throttle, the electric motor actually helps to slow the car down. Also, it uses 2 brakes on the rear and a larger rear brake, again, because that's where the electric motor is. Now, these cars, again, there's no start button, there's no exhaust, there's no nothing. It literally is a get in and drive kind of car. Now, when they build the Mustang, the Mustang will probably be the same way. I mean, there'll be no exhaust tips. More than likely, they'll keep the gas door, but where you'll put gas is probably where you'll charge it. All right, so the first thing you get in a car like a Tesla or any electric car is there's no key, there's no start. You're in the car, basically as soon as you're sitting in it with a key in it, just put it in drive and go. And there's no movement, there's no clunk, there's no nothing. Basically, it's like we're in drive and just let off the brake and hit the accelerator. And I gotta tell you, I've driven this car a bunch of times. If you ever get the opportunity to drive a Tesla, do it. Even if you don't believe in electrics, even if you're not a fan of the process or you don't think it's the future or whatever, they're just a neat car to drive. Now, it does take some getting used to the fact that there's no sound, no nothing. I mean, you don't hear anything revving, but trust me, when you hit the throttle the first time, you'll get it. I mean, these cars are quick. Let me close the sunroof. And what's weird about it too is you get such sudden, intense acceleration, but then the motor actually slows it down too, so you get extra braking out of it. Now, this is a P85D, so this car, basically, when this was built, this was the top of the line as far as the P was the performance version, so there's the bigger wheels and some better brakes and a little more power. But this is a probably high 4-second, almost 5-second 0 to 60, which is fast, but not crazy. And this will run mid to low 12s, somewhere in that neighborhood. Which again is a very quick car, but it's not, by performance standards, there are faster cars out there. Now again, this is older technology. This is a 2014. 13 and 14 were about the same. And even though those numbers don't scream crazy fast, driving it does. I mean, the fact that you have 1 gear and literally it'll just pull till you let off the throttle. And because it's electric, your torque and power are instant. Like as soon as you're on the gas, gas is the wrong term. As soon as you're on the throttle, it just goes. You ready, Justin?
Let's do it.
That's 60. That's way over 60. Let's slow down now.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. It's like, we're just gonna do it.
It's so fast and so smooth. It literally is a really big, heavy, extremely fast golf cart. Like it doesn't shift, it doesn't make any noises, it just pulls. And like I said, this is a 2014 P85. After this, the next model is the P85D. Now the D became all-wheel drive. It added another 220 horsepower electric motor to the front wheels. Those are mid to high 3-second 0 to 60 and low 11-second cars. I mean, these are 5,000-pound cars that are that fast. And now you have the P100D. And, the owner of Tesla, Elon Musk, had a great idea with this to make Ludicrous mode. And Ludicrous mode on the new one, basically it's almost 800 pound-feet of torque. It'll do 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds and run the quarter mile in like 1080. At a 5,000-pound car. I mean, that is just insanely fast. There's only 2 cars production that are quicker to 0 to 60 than the Tesla. And that's, I forget which Porsche it is. I believe it's the Carrera, but it's the Porsche Spider, the 918, the Porsche 918, and the LaFerrari, which are both ultra rare, uber exotic. You have to be invited by the manufacturer to buy them kind of cars, where if you have the coin, anybody can buy a P100. But what's amazing with this is any speed you're going. Like we're traveling right now, we're traveling at the speed limit on this road. So we're doing 55 miles an hour. And even at that speed, when you get on the gas, it just goes. And it's like, it gives you all of it at once, which engines just are never gonna do. Like, gone. Like that torque is insane. And you know, big power positive displacement blowers and turbo cars and stuff. It's like, yeah, stuff like that can go faster than this. But the raw instantaneous torque of electric is just, it's indescribable. I mean, if you can ever get behind the wheel of one, do it. Just drive one. Even if it's a Model 3, one of the slower ones, the instant power is amazing. And like I said, when you get off the gas too, I'm not even touching the brakes and we're slowing down to make this turn. I haven't touched the brake yet. Yeah, I'm gonna tap it right here at the end to get us down speed. Like I said, this is the, you know, the P85, so it does have the bigger wheels and tires, and you know, the suspension's a little beefed up on this too. For a big car, the handling is amazing. Rearward visibility is terrible. I can't see anything behind me.
Smooth as hell. I mean, it's really nice.
It really is. I mean, this is without a doubt a luxury car. I mean, this screen is unbelievable here. Thing's gotta be like 17, 18 inches. Like, and it gives you all the controls for the car. You can adjust your lights, your suspension. Everything is set up right here for adjustment. There's our stereo, there's navigation. You know, you're used to looking at your cluster from miles to empty. Well, this has a battery meter, looks just like your cell phone battery. And it says, you know, we have 189 miles to go on this charge. I don't know what's more amazing, the acceleration or how well the engine braking. It's just crazy. Well, motor braking, I guess you would call it. Like you're off of it and it slows you down in a hurry. Now that is adjustable actually on this car. You can adjust how much braking the electric motor actually does. Now a lot of people are worried about battery life. Now they have gotten better. This one will get about, on a full charge, this is usually good for just under 300 miles. Now the new ones will go like 350, 380, somewhere in there. You know, it depends how you drive it. And I drive this car, I'm on the throttle a lot because it's fun, but you'll also go through battery, you know, you'll kill your battery a lot faster. You know, a lot of people have asked if, you know, when Ford makes the electric Mustang, you know, are they gonna put kind of sound in it? They're gonna make it so that you can play, you know, the sound of the exhaust or something through the speakers. I mean, we all know they have sound tubes and stuff like the RS and the EcoBoost and stuff. They have like a fake exhaust tone through the speakers. You know, are they gonna do that with the electric Mustang? It's like, you know, maybe, it's a possibility. Because there's a lot of Mustang owners that'll miss that growl. I mean, I love performance. I drive this car and it's a blast because the power and the torque, it just makes you smile. There's no way around it. But I think, yeah, I would probably miss the sound at some point. But you can't argue the performance. And as, you know, they go longer on the charge, you know, there's the supercharging stations now where you can get 100 miles in a few minutes charge. You know, 110, it does take a long time to charge the battery. It's still about 10 hours on 110, but you run 220, you can charge the battery in a lot less, but half the time, and there's even a 400 volt charging option.
Would you consider getting?
You know, I would, and if it's a tough call. Like if my only Mustang was an electric, would I be happy with it? I don't know, I'd probably miss the sound. I think I really probably would, and I like shifting gears and I like the manual transmission. But depending on my place in life, if I could have one, I would want one. I love the power of the electric. I love the way they drive. I mean, having that kind of torque and instantaneous power in a Mustang chassis would be a lot of fun. Plus, you gotta look at the weight. It's like, you know, hopefully the Mustang, it'll be heavy, but the Mustang should still come in at least, I'd say, 700-800 pounds lighter than a Tesla would, because this is a full-size luxury car. So put similar power in a smaller chassis like that, you're gonna have a performance monster, like GT500 level performance. You know, I was curious what direction they take. They could make it a hybrid where it's got good power, but maybe they're focused more on, you know, gas mileage and stuff like that, or they can make a performance version. You know, there's some negatives to it. You know, we're talking about the sound and stuff like that, but we'll get past that. One of the issues a lot of Tesla owners have is rear tire wear, particularly on this body style because they're rear-wheel drive. You're talking about that instantaneous torque and how much of it you have. It's gonna be rough on rear tires. I mean, this has traction control and everything else to try to, you know, put the power down without spinning, but it definitely puts the tires through a lot of abuse. There's a lot of owners saying that they were getting 3,000 or 4,000 miles out of their tires. Now, a lot of them are probably new owners that are doing what I would do with this thing and basically floor it everywhere because it's fun. But 21-inch Continental Extremes are not cheap tires. That's what comes factory on this car. So it's like, yeah, obviously, you know, we're driving a Tesla, and I'm not going to not take advantage of an opportunity to drive one of these. Like I said, if you can, absolutely do it. But, you know, I want to see this technology in a Mustang. I want to see an electric Mustang. I'd love an electric all-wheel drive Mustang. Even if it was a hybrid with electric motor, I mean, it's going to be a great performance car. If you can get past the fact that it doesn't sound like an old car, or buy an old car if you want the sound, but you can't argue the performance. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I can't wait to drive an electric Mustang. I'm hoping it's every bit as much fun as this Tesla is to drive. And, you know, let us know in the comments below. What do you think? Would you want an electric Mustang? I mean, imagine you can get a Mustang that would do 0 to 60 in sub 3 seconds, have this kind of power, cruise all day comfort, and, you know, run the quarter mile in 10 seconds. It's very real possibility at some point with the Mustang. We'll see what happens.